compound there. So you've got like abject poverty along with wealth. So it's basically you have Baridara and Gulshan money mixed with people that just got here from Mymensingh and Kishore. So this was cool. When we started, this was all just like mostly housing. And Salma's been come out of the sun. Salma's been with me from the beginning. Salma, Rafi, and myself were three of the three founding people that's left. And so we have 300 students now. We went from basically walk down. We started. Salma started to just shower the children that had a. We're going to the street school over on 96th Street because they didn't have access to clean water. So we started with. Somebody in here? Oh no, it's locked. Okay. Anyway, we built the showers. Started with the showers and then the toilets, and then now it's actually nicely tiled and the shower's nicely tiled and it has an overhead shower thing on it. See over there. Yeah. We put the sink in. We put the sink in about close to a year ago. But anyway, we started with the showers, the toilets, and then Salma washed the kids, and then we brought the kids over room to room to room. So now we have, what's that? No, they live on the lakeside. These are, so the kids actually, the kids that go to our school are the poorest that you'll find anywhere in Bangladesh. It's the actual worst slum in Bangladesh is actually about 200 meters that way, on the opposite side of the lake. No water. No water. Just horrible conditions. And the kids aren't going. There's about 500 kids. 500 children, 300 of them actually go to our school. So anyway, we've done so many activities and so many activities over the past 2 years. I don't know, one of your parents were involved in the food pass out. Yes, Sarah and so who are your parents? Different. Okay.
We just wrapped it.
Oh, okay. So anyway, God, it's a really long story, but basically we've done everything from feminine hygiene clinics because the feminine hygiene here is pretty antiquated, and they have no idea how to use pads and tampons and all that. And so we had a Square Pharmaceutical come in and they donated thousands and thousands, and then we had 600 women in here and they showed them how to use them and dispose of them and all that, and that was effective. We've had we treat scabies here. This is a medical clinic here. We treat scabies. We've gone from scabies is a sexually transmitted disease in the West, but it's a small bug, kind of like crabs, and 20% of the people in Shajipur had scabies, and we brought that down to about 8%. And the reason why we know, we have a full census that we've done. We had a team of people come July before last, 18 months ago, and do an extensive census of all of every little tin shed from here all the way down to the end of the lake. So there's over 5,000 people in the census, so we know where they came from, we know what religion they are, we know how many children they have, who's employed, who's not, so we know the whole deal of everybody down this way. So anyway, scabies and feminine hygiene and dental clinics and stuff like that. So we've done all sorts of different projects in this area, and it's been quite successful. So the problem now is, because I'm not staying in Bangladesh forever, is handing this off. So I'm in the process of dealing with that situation, of handing it off to another preferably Bangladeshi. So I have a meeting this afternoon, hopefully to finalize that. So the kids' ages are from 4 to 12. The older kids are a little bit more difficult, particularly the girls, because of the need to marry the children off, and so marry the girls off, 10, 11, 12 years old. So that's one of our focus areas where we, in some cases, we pay the parents to keep the children here rather than have them married off or to go work. In other cases, the parents have been, worked with us and allowed the girls to stay here and to continue to get their education. So those are the older kids. And again, we try to get kids 5 and older, but we have some 4-year-olds.
So we basically wanted to help with sanitization and everything. Like, I think you've got that sorted out.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to know how we could help you. Like, is there anything else?
Absolutely. What is your guys' schedules? I mean,
We can come here once a month. We have one block in our school, which allows us to do service work for
Right.
perform our projects. So
do you work with Johnny on the service learning side? Johnny Schwartz? No. Who do you work with with service learning?
well, it's just like a school thing, an IB program.
Uh-huh.
So we have to work on CAS and we have to build our own service projects.
Okay.
So our goal was to create a project where we go to the poorest slums and we teach them, we help them. Maybe we can collaborate with our organization and work with them and see how we can help them to make things better.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's a number of things you can do. First of all, what day of the week are you talking about? Is it on a Friday or is it during the normal week?
Like, schools are closed during Fridays, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Our schools close on Friday. So the question is whether or not the project you do is if it's on a Friday, then we just bring the kids in on a Friday for you to do whatever you'd like, or you come during the week. So it's your choice. You just tell me what day works for you guys, and then I can give you some ideas of what you might want to do.
Just like then they have school. Oh no, that will be interrupting their school.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem.
Like during the week, we're like in school like 8 to 3.
Right.
So like after that, we don't. After that,
Sometimes
the
they
school's
choose 5 too. So like
Right.
good time on the weekdays. I think Saturdays are like empty.
Well,
Saturday.
on a Saturday you could do basically expand on the hygiene, and I could give you some ideas on that. The main thing is the kids would want to talk to you and see you, especially the two of you, because over the past, let's see, we've been operating since 2014. So over the past 2 years, what the kids appreciate the most is actually people coming and talking to them. And if you have any idea, any kind of activity, it could be I don't know, some sort of craft activity. Basically, they want to see. The girls want to see, and the boys as well. They want to see what the possibility is outside of this life, and that's what they get the most out of going to the American School for Projects, which we've been there a number of times, because our children are just as smart as any children in any school anywhere in Bangladesh. They're not lacking in intelligence, and actually any kid anywhere in the world, the kids are incredibly bright, and but they want to see, like you guys, they want to see, okay, they talk to you and you show them, just talking to them, that's what they want to do. They want to be around you, they want to talk to you, you're wearing jeans, you're wearing Western clothes, they just want to talk to you in Bangla. That's all they want to do. So if you have a program or a project, it could be anything from, like I said, sanitation to crafts. You don't have to overthink it. Basically, I don't know if you guys were uncomfortable. You didn't seem uncomfortable as you were walking this way. If I took you that way, then I just watch the looks on your faces, because it's foreign to you. And this degree of poverty, not this area, but that area where all of our kids come from, along the Jolbarak, that is foreign to you. So they want to see because there's that wall between the Gulshan, Baridara, Banani children and these kids, they want to see what it's like because you're completely foreign to them. You could be Badeshis. I mean, you could be blonde-haired Badeshis and they would be equally intrigued by what you have to say, by how you live your lives. Because they can't imagine your lives, nor could they imagine any life of a child really beyond Bangladesh. So, just talking to them. You don't even have to overthink it. That's the main thing. You don't have to overthink it. If you come up with like an activity, that would be wonderful. It,
Every visit we already planned this. We're gonna collaborate with the kids, work with them, not only focus on a service or a strict thing, but also do fun activities and like you said, even crafts and maybe play a game with them and
That's it. Yeah.
show them or teach them how life is outside and or teach them give them more idea about sanitization or even help them with their educational work, anything like that will help them to live a better life.
I think,
That's our
yeah, I think that the just interaction in games, activities, those types of things is probably the most useful. Sure, the education and the sanitation, all of that is important. But what they get the most, what they would get the most out of it, and we've had kids from the Canadian Trillium School and other kids come over, and what they get the most out of it is just pure, simple interaction and talking to them, that's it.
We will also at some point with our project probably give something give if anything is needed, any materials or anything
No.
like that.
Just the time. The time, you being here is the most valuable thing. Just being here, that's the most valuable. So there's no wrong answer. There's nothing wrong. You don't, there's no bad plan. Because you could just show up. You could just, basically what would happen is if you guys just showed up and had no plan for whatever period of time, Anam or one of the other teachers would be with you guys and you just do whatever, sit around and just buck, just gossip. That would be enough. So you understand? So there's no wrong way to do it.
She also had another project where we're gonna take turns. So her project is called Life in Smiles. It's actually a vaccination project for kids from the age from 10 to 12. And because I did this before with my friend last year, we went to a slum behind our school and we vaccinated kids for hepatitis B because it is, vaccination, it is something really expensive to these kids.
Correct.
And they don't get it. So my goal is to get it out there, reach it out to them about even sanitization, how they can prevent such diseases and how we can take measures if they do have it. So will you be willing if I ask if I could vaccinate these kids from
Sure.
grade
Absolutely.
5 to grade 7 and grade 6?
Well, I remember our cutoff is 4.
4?
Yeah. But no, that would be a great idea. And one of the things we're working on is HPV vaccinations. And that's basically 10 and up boys and girls. And that's something that the Bangladesh government is I'm trying to coordinate it with the WHO and the Bangladesh government. And that's, see, when it comes to vaccination, you're probably not, but you guys are familiar with HPV vaccinations, correct? Do you know what it is? Okay. It's generally a vaccination that was given to women, but it's actually a disease that can be transmitted to boys as well through sex. HPV, human papilloma virus. No? Okay. Well, it's common for girls know it. Girls understand it, and it is something that but when it gets to issues of sex and the perception, fortunately it's taken 2 years, but we're past that. We're past the ideas, the issues of sex. I mean, we do a lot of. I mean, we have clinic here 5 days a week, and I run the clinic as the doctor, and then we have another doctor that comes in. Most of anything that's complicated, we send the people to the hospital. but we also provide birth control, pregnancy testing. So it's taken us a long time to build the trust. So now this whole HPV vaccination thing, this will happen within the next 4 months. So any vaccinations that would be wonderful. The hep vaccines, typhoid vaccines would be great. And typhoid vaccines are about 400 taka. So that is something we're looking into as well. The problem with typhoid vaccines is it's two-stage, and it's also, the HPV is two-stage as well. And it has to be refrigerated. It's a refrigerated vaccine. So there's not a lot of it in Bangladesh, not a lot of typhoid vaccine. There's of course nothing you can do for dengue, but a lot of the kids, and we have a lot of patients coming with typhoid. I had typhoid actually this year. So. But yeah, no, that would be great. So to answer your question, that would be great. But it doesn't, the main thing is, and the main thing to keep in mind is, it doesn't require money. This is not a, it's not like other charities or endeavors in Bangladesh. This is the most important thing is, the girls want to see an option other than getting married at age 12, having babies by 14, 15. They want to see another option for that. And no offense to you, but basically, and I know you're videotaping this, but basically Bangladeshi men, and I've traveled to, of the 64 districts have 57. But no offense, but basically the backbone of Bangladesh culture and society is the women, not the men. The men just basically, outside, I don't know how much you've seen in Bangladesh, but, and it's a wonderful country, I absolutely love it here, I love the people, love the culture, but I doubt you're as in tune with it as I am. But I will tell you that the men are fairly useless. And so, and if it weren't for the women, and it was possible for Bangladesh to fall off the face of the earth, that was what would happen. Because the men don't do anything. But the women want to see that there's another option. So the idea is, since the women are going to be the breadwinners of the future in Bangladesh, because what you guys see of Bangladesh, where you are, is where I was in China 25 years ago, when I first started to visit China. And to watch China develop, Bangladesh is going to do the same thing. So by the time you guys are my age, this country is going to be totally different. None of this is going to look anything like this. None of it. And you guys will probably be long gone to somewhere else, but maybe you will, maybe you won't be in Bangladesh. But the idea with the women is to get them in the education, get them to, if we could get them to college, because they're going to be the breadwinners of the family in the future. And so, so seeing you guys, and you guys you'll go to college, I'm sure, and you probably have your lives planned out for the next few years. But to communicate that to other girls, this is why I'm going to do it. This is what I want out of life. That's what they want to hear, and they want to know what your stories are. What are you going to do? You're going to go to college. Where are you going to go to college? How are you going to do this? That's what the girls want to hear. And the boys, the boys to an extent as well. But you could talk to them about football and cricket and computers and stuff like that. And but to a lot of the girls, they're a little bit more focused on the reality of their futures. And you can weigh in on that as well. I mean, they're perfectly fine talking to boys and girls, but they want to see that. You understand?
Yeah.
But it doesn't take money. It takes time. And that's the difference. So a lot of people think it's money related. It's not. Once we get this sorted out with transferring over the school, the management of it, which will probably be today, the school doesn't need money. It doesn't need, there are plenty of donations of books and of this and of that. The problem is the Deshis can't come here anymore. A lot of your friends and parents won't let them go beyond Miriam Tower. They won't let them walk down here. The school, they used to come here all the time. The American school will not let the kids come beyond that gate down there. So for security reasons, even though there are few places there you're safer than you are right here, right now, because of the police, because they know I'm here, because my office is in Confidence Tower, and we have ONSAR protection here. We have enormous police protection here, so you're totally safe. But that's impossible to convince your parents that, or some of the other parents that.
Is it okay if you could visit like the other part of the store?
You want to see it?
Yeah.
All right.